Bottom Line Sports Talk. I'm George Adrian. You know my partner, Albert Campman. You know, when you're a player of the year, wherever, it's quite an honor because there are a lot of good teams, players, athletes, throw in the noun in this area. And to win something like that's pretty impressive.
That's a good lead-in, George, and it leads us to Anthony Masucci. Congratulations to Anthony, named the Trumbull County Player of the Year at Howland, which is really important to us because Howland has always struggled in basketball. And this year, 6 wins in their last 8 games, school's first trip to the district final. And I think that means more than anything that when you're the Player of the Year, George, you make your team the best they can be.
Well, you know, different times we've had this over the years, and someone will say about so-and-so, and, you know, my first thing is, if he or she's that good, and I know I've put my foot in my mouth, and
Both
I
of us
know
have.
I've got you and me both in trouble, but darn it, if you're that good,
That's why they're in district final.
We should win.
Yep.
I remember a few years ago, the kid that went to Pitt. I said, oh, he's a fine player. And I said, but if he's good enough to play in the ACC,
Right.
they should beat Hermitage.
Yes.
I did not mean anything
It's truth.
by it. I didn't mean any. Remember years ago, my biggest one, there was a big kid for Clairton, and he went to Marquette. And Clairton was 11-11. I'll never forget it. Because I said, guys, you can say what you want. But in my mind, if he's going to make a mark at Marquette, Clairton can't be 11-11.
Yeah, we believe totally that if we went to a game, the team should be so much better because he's on the floor. And secondly, he should be the guy that stands out. And when you look at him and say, okay, wow.
Well,
This is
remember
a wow.
your Claret story. I'll never forget it. You came over to see Harding,
Yes.
and someone said, which one is he?
Yeah, and they had so many good players, one with the Michigan, one with Ohio State, one with the, and they said, oh, there's a great one. Then the game started.
And you do.
Then I knew Claret was. And I said, okay, now I know why they rave about Claret. The first play of the game, the linebacker for Ursuline got run right over, and he ended up going to Ohio State, I think. And when I went to big school, he got run right over.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, wow, Claret is really something special. If he had, you know, he just didn't have breakaway speed, so he
Yeah.
never made it in the pros. But as a
Right.
hard runner and somebody
Right.
who just sabotaged you on defense,
No, that's it.
he was unbelievable.
No, but that's what we want to talk about here a little bit, because having an impact, this foolishness that your team doesn't matter, as far as, I'll never buy it.
Never.
I will never, ever buy it.
And that's
I'll
where
go-
Mayfield is. That's why Mayfield's getting, that's where he's not at. He never understood that the team come over commercials, that the team came over. You know, he just doesn't grasp that. And if he did, he would have been a lot. He'd still be in Cleveland, but yeah, that's what happened. You know,
We're
team
going to
comes
talk
first,
about that later. No, and also the correlation is the team success. Like if I come to the game and I look and I'm scouting you and you're down 20-25, I'm thinking, okay, now I know maybe the other 4 aren't as good at all.
And that
but
could
at
happen.
the same time,
Yeah, that could
you
happen.
can lift them also.
You have
Remember
to.
Danny Manning?
That's what you do.
Now, I don't think in all my, remember, I'm
88,
old.
uh-huh.
I don't know that anyone has ever lifted 4 guys.
Out of nowhere. Yeah, they did. They won the
Remember they
national
called
championship.
Danny and the Miracles
Yep,
or whatever?
yep, they won
But I
it.
mean, he literally, and you had a team, you had a guy like
Yeah, I did.
that.
Yeah, that's it. Yes. So what you do is, Anthony, we're giving you all the credit in the world, but what we're giving you most credit for, not the Player of the Year, but what you did for your team, taking them to the district final.
And you see, 30 years.
Yes.
I mean,
It's not easy.
No,
It's not
no,
easy to
no,
get
obviously.
there.
Hey, YSU, man, funny thing, I'm following that tournament the other night, and I'm waiting for a game. They were supposed to play Wofford, I believe, and I'm looking, and it says, Wofford decided to drop out. And I'm like, wait, what is this? Did his mom, you know, we were little, remember your mom would say, hey, Al, you got to come home. Yeah, it's Aunt so-and-so's birthday. You got to clean up. I never heard of a college team saying, we're not coming.
We are living in a different age with this COVID and with what's going on. I have no idea why, but one thing we know for sure, they're going to play again.
Yeah, they beat Morgan. Let's give them
Yeah, they
credit
did.
for beating Morgan
Yeah,
State.
Dwayne Cohill had a great game, 28 points. I know Coach Calhoun was really talking about how great a season they had with losing their best player. I just think that the season keeps playing. They beat Fresno State, then I'm going to put a big chalk
And then
mark on it.
Fresno, too, let's talk about it. You know,
they're
here
good.
these guys are. They think they're going to be at Taco Bell, and they're taking a trip to the coast.
Nice trip to California, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's great for the players and just great for the school as a whole that you have an opportunity. And I've seen them on late night TV.
Yeah, Fresno's good.
Yeah, YSU will have to play.
Yeah, they'll be an underdog in that game.
Yeah,
no
I would
question about that.
think so. Now, the women's team, first round of the NIT, Kent gets them 68-59, 24-7, nothing to be ashamed of.
No, that's a great year. And
Yeah.
I know everybody always looks at the last game.
Sure.
And let's look at the journey that got you there, YSU women. And Coach Barnes, you'll look back and say this was a team that maybe leads us to even greater things. That's how it starts. But yes, a loss the last game, but please don't look at that. Also, we look at a full career locally, and we're talking about Boardman wrestling coach Don Mancini. I know the family really well. I know his brother Joe tremendously. I have met Frank. Don has been on our show before. He's retiring after 21 years at Boardman. During that time, he had 16 state qualifiers, placers, and one state champion, Justin Powell, in 2007. Always took wrestling a year-round job. That's what he did. The passion for wrestling in that family is tremendous. And 11 years in a row, Joe, I read, with one wrestler placing at the state tournament. That's building a program.
As you said, he was on here. You just know when somebody, what I like about, I call them the old timers, you know, humble. You know dang well the guy could twist your neck off.
Yes.
But yet at the same time, he's a gentleman.
Yeah, and that's why you last so long. That kids find out who phonies are.
Oh, 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
Yeah, and they recognized his passion for wrestling,
Yes.
his ability to get the best out of you. And after 21 years of putting that much time in, I think it was time to take a little break. And his brother Frank, who's helped him out, is also stepping down. So the Spartans are losing two great coaches. I know that Dom has somebody ready to step in, and I think they'll get another very good coach.
He says he's not leaving
Not for sure.
completely.
Not for sure.
Sometimes, a year off, let's say this, so we both did this. Sometimes that year off, you look and how about this? There's Thanksgiving dinner that we never got to eat. How about this? There's a parade that I never saw. Oh, man, Christmas holiday. What's the best part of coaching?
I know that.
Or teaching? Thanksgiving and Christmas. Not basketball, it's not.
Yeah.
Because when you're going to practice, someone's going to get mad. That's the other thing. Have you ever not had someone, they want you to win the game Friday night.
I don't want to practice.
They don't want you to practice Wednesday late.
Yeah.
I used to get a charge out of this thing. Oh, there he is again. I said, I don't want to, you don't think I'd rather be somewhere else?
Everybody liked being on the couch.
Yes.
COVID really did. I say COVID really had an effect on the coaching in Pennsylvania, Ohio, because I know 5 personal friends that found out during COVID, wait a minute, this isn't too bad. Yeah. I'm not practicing in the gym. I didn't realize I see my daughter's dance recital.
I told you the best thing about it, I'm single. The best thing about it, Thanksgiving and Christmas, was just having a vacay.
Yes.
I used to, it was harder when now you pay your bills by mail or, by phone. It's much different. But I remember I literally liked the fact that I could take Saturday off, practice Sunday evening, and I could get my dry cleaning. Or something you take for granted.
Yeah.
But no, he may find out that he doesn't mind being off.
You'll find out. You never know.
But these lifers, I'm thinking he's going to coach somewhere down the road. He just loves it. Yeah, let's talk NBA, Cat. Now, by the way, we have a special coming up. Don't miss this special. It's a Sweet 16 college basketball special, and Greg also puts it up in podcast form on Buzzsprout. I have the link on Twitter, so does Al. You don't want to miss this. What I'm going to do, I'm going to stay away from college basketball specifics in this show so we can concentrate heavily on the Sweet 16. So when I talk basketball on the college level, it will either be a coaching change or something. It'll have nothing to do because we're going to save that for the special. Let's talk NBA. We're coming down the stretch. 10, 11 games, 11, 12. Little things like yesterday, for example. You want to get a little mo. I don't think you want to go in on 8-game losing streak. So the Warriors, this is why I dislike this jackass Draymond Green so much. They're playing without Steph for 3 weeks, which, So yesterday, they're having a pretty good game. Clay's on fire. Doesn't he, knowing the center's out also? He's hurt. He can't seem to recover from whatever it was. The kid from Memphis, Wiseman. And so what happens? They need all hands on deck. Doesn't this fill in the blank get thrown out with his second technical one, knowing they're 2 men short and they're playing a team they can beat with 2 men short?
That's who he is.
He won't, and somehow these young, whatever, they'll defend him. Oh, he's passionate.
What I know about him from a coaching standpoint is he's the most overrated player in NBA history.
Oh, no.
No, I really believe
and Rodman's
that.
Rodman's 1A.
I really believe that. That if he wasn't playing with Curry and Durant and Thompson.
You wouldn't know his name.
If he was playing for Oklahoma City, they said, well, that kid does play hard.
He does.
They'll say he plays hard. Yeah. Comes up with 11 rebounds, 2 points. And
he'll beat your center up in a block.
He's Barkley, who's really funny, calls him Mr. No Triple Double. Because he's always has 9 points, 7 rebounds, and they build him up like he had.
He brings him on
he has 19 points.
He brings him on the show like he's a celebrity. He's the only guy in the league who's a paid analyst as a player.
He has made a name for himself doing that.
Well,
yeah, but he's also somebody that is really selfish, that constantly makes decisions. He did it against the Cavs. He cost us. He cost Golden State a championship.
Yeah, he would have won at home.
Yeah.
And he's such a big mouth. And now, it's not like they said, hey, Al, you went over the line, you flunked the driver's test. You get, now what do you know?
Yes.
Zip it.
Can't do it. He says he's going to change his stripes. I know he said, I guarantee I will. He did not.
Hey, give Doncic credit.
He couldn't do it.
Has
he done better?
He's done better. I don't know if it was Jason Kidd calling him a fat butt and telling him to shut up or what, but he even said the other day, he said, I sing to myself.
He has to try something because he has green in him.
He's a crier.
He has green in him, too.
But he got one thing Green doesn't have.
He can score.
A long shot.
He can score, yeah.
No, let's talk. That's true. So now you don't have Steph. And, he's out, and I know there's a cumulative thing he has to watch.
Yes.
Where if you get...
That's Doncic. That's where he's at.
Yeah.
That's why. That's really the reason that when he starts over next year, he'll get his technicals again.
Let me ask you about... I put it in capital letters. Selfish.
Yeah, that's the word I used already.
You agree?
Yeah, that's what I used already.
Okay, so we agree on Draymond. Now, the surprise team in that league is Memphis. The other day, John Moran, I'm a fan. I just, like I said, it's the first year I ever watched the NBA because I didn't want to watch college. So I figured, what's the best way? I'll watch the NBA. Well, as it turns out, he does something, and I'm like, yikes. The guy. But what I noticed, he's a sore back right now. He's in, and when he doesn't play, they play well. So they're the same age as Texas, by the way.
Right.
23 and a half or something. And I'll give them credit. And now I don't know what they're going to see. The thing is, the wild card's these stinking Lakers at the back of the playoff. If the eyebrow comes back, who wants to play them?
Nobody wants to play. I've been saying it all along.
You did.
Don't go by this season. They're not the favorite like that.
Now it doesn't appear that
they were the favorite before. They're not the favorite.
Like the Nets.
Yes, the Nets are the favorite, but they aren't. But the team in the West I'm watching is Memphis. Minnesota.
Oh,
Minnesota's playing tremendously. Yes. Can score 230.
See what they did to the Bucks the other night.
150 in a blink. No, they're playing great.
Hey, let's talk. That's that Carl Anthony. They call him the cat. He won that 3-point shooting. Yeah. Is he in the level of?
He's in the level of anybody.
Embiid?
What? No, not Embiid.
Okay.
No, everybody else.
The freak.
There's Jokic. The three best. But no.
Jokic, the freak, Embiid.
Embiid are 3 up here. But right below them,
Doncic.
No, Doncic isn't. No,
really?
He cannot win a championship by himself.
Okay.
No, there's no, he can't.
So you have him right in that slot then. That's a pretty high slot.
Yeah, he is. He can score. He can score at any time. Get double-figure rebounds at all times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, what's interesting this year, the thing that makes this NBA nuts, I guarantee it's making Vegas crazy, is those teams like the Nets and Lakers being way at the bottom. But they get in, there's a play-in, 10 plays 9, you have to win. Then you play the loser of 7-8.
Right.
So both teams are very much alive.
The Nets are definitely are.
Oh.
But the Lakers, if Anthony Davis comes back,
No,
then they're not alive.
No, without
if he comes
Davis.
back, all of a sudden, nobody wants to play him. I mean,
No.
we've been saying on this show for
Yeah,
weeks.
and then the Nets. Let's talk about the Nets for a minute. First of all, I like Steph Curry's brother, Seth. I think when he's your fifth guy. Now I want to say this: they're hoping the vaccination rules get. Look, now here we got an issue. I'll mention this. We'll get it down the road. MLB, the Red Sox can come in, and they can play unvaccinated, but the Mets players can't.
That's pretty crazy, huh?
Doesn't sound right, Al.
Yeah, I know, state by state.
So, no, but I mean, in New York, in other words, there's a rule in New York.
They're letting Boston play.
No, anyone.
But not their own,
Whoever they're playing.
Not their own team.
Right.
Oh, that's interesting.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I don't understand that
And
either.
I think here's the problem. I think the mayor realizes, but he knows if he changes it, people are going to say change it for
I
Kyrie.
understand that. That's
Yeah, it
it.
doesn't make sense. I heard it the other day,
That is
and I
different.
thought it
That
was
is different.
really strange. Obviously, you said it. They're still the favorites. So Vegas is figuring if they're on the road, they got Kyrie 4 times.
Doesn't
That's
matter if
even
they're
better.
road or favorite. I mean, they got such a good team. Yeah. I mean,
Didn't he
when
go
they're all-
off for 60 just like the night he came back?
when they're all playing? Yeah, that night he was crazy though. He was perfect from three.
When he missed like 3 shots.
Yeah, that's that.
I was doing, I'm doing like this with my finger. Wait a minute, 19, 23, 50. The man hardly missed.
Yeah, 15 for 19 from the field.
Yeah, that'll do it.
And 13 of them were threes, I think.
Now, how about LeBron? We got to talk about LeBron. He passes Karl Malone, the mailman. He's in second. His sights are firmly
He's going to get first.
on
Unless he
Kareem.
gets hurt. Yeah, he's going to
Right,
get hurt.
right.
Yeah, he's been playing that long. He's going to get that.
And he's not going to stop.
Yeah, he's just a beast. He can score. He scores at the rim. And if he happens to shoot good that night, there's nothing you can do.
No, because
he's not
he'll
a dead
shoot
eye.
from out where Steph is.
Because he's not a dead eye.
No,
But every
no.
so often he has a game.
No.
But in the open court of the NBA, and that's what they play. He's an on-charging.
How about when he
bull.
puts that left
Nothing
shoulder
to do.
down?
He's an on-charging
Hey,
bull.
they're like this.
Yeah, they're scared of him when he's coming
I
to the
call him
basket.
Humphrey Bogart. He's like Humphrey Bogart. He's
He'll
gonna go in
Bogart
there.
you. He'll Bogart you.
And I've watched too, like a few times, surprised me when they could have arrested him down 20 against New Orleans. A few other times, he's in there getting his points.
That could be the one of the reasons he wants that
Yeah.
scoring record.
Oh, I'm
we
sure.
don't know. We're reading into
And
that.
you know he wants to play with his son.
Yeah, he's saying that too. I
But,
know. And his son's not good enough. If his son plays in the pros, it's because of his dad.
Yeah, well.
Yeah, because I've watched him on YouTube. There are 10 players on the court. He's usually 7, 8, or 9. He's not.
So
he's not near that good.
No.
You know what? It's interesting. Usually, a great scorer has a go-to move. Like
Yeah,
Steph
the
Curry,
dip or the-
Steph Curry.
Yeah,
he's a
Steph.
dead eye from 3.
Yeah,
Chamberlain,
yeah.
the finger roll,
Yeah.
or the bank shot.
Yeah, the
Kareem,
flipper.
the sky
George Garvin.
Yes.
Yeah.
LeBron, I don't know what he just scores.
He just,
He just scores and he goes to the basket and
Yeah, oh, yeah.
lives at the foul line. If he was a better foul shooter, he might have caught Kareem already.
Oh, yeah. No. if you gave me, okay, the game's tied. You want LeBron to shoot a corner shot falling out of bounds or a foul shot? I'll take the corner shot.
Better chance of making
Because he
it.
has that hand-eye
Better
that's
chance of making
second
it.
to none.
Yes.
The NCAA Hoops, we're going to say it again. Look for our NCAA Special Sweet 16. It's coming up on Armstrong. The only thing I want to talk about today is Sean Miller back at Xavier.
Awesome. Very
You
happy.
saw it coming. He played for Al way back when he wasn't fat, right, Al?
Yeah, I talked to a good friend. He had the text, showed me the text.
Okay.
And said he's never been so happy. He wanted to get back in the Midwest
Okay.
because that's where his family's from. Both families are from.
Okay, so that stuff about not shoveling in Arizona was just that.
Yeah.
Because I read it. He said, I will never shovel snow again. Of course, the money he makes, he can hire someone.
Yeah, and you know they all put things on Twitter.
Right.
You believe maybe
I got
10%.
you. I got you.
And Archie's got the job at
Rhode Island.
So both of the Millers are back coaching again. I will say this, that not enough people are telling the world that these are Sean's players playing for Arizona. They're giving Lloyd all the credit.
Yeah.
And Lloyd brought one. He brought the backup center from Gonzaga.
Sean brought
down.
the others?
Every single other player. I asked today. I found out for sure today that every one of the other players.
Well,
are
if
his.
Jamie listened to this show, they wouldn't be
He'd
playing.
still be playing.
They wouldn't be playing. They didn't foul up 3. I almost called you. It was too late. The thing about it is the next big guy is the guy at St. Peter's.
Yes, and I would not hire him. And the reason being, I think he needs to get another job, a little bit. You have to learn to recruit these.
Yeah, they have the lowest budget. No.
I'm talking about recruiting.
Yeah, well, that's all. There's no money to go.
I'm saying he's never recruited.
No.
Against Duke.
No.
Against,
no. He's
so
not,
I'd say get a job.
Well, okay.
Like Xavier.
Yeah.
And learn how to recruit the big.
The Seton Hall coach went to Maryland.
That's a good move.
Good move.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay. So I'm thinking this guy played at Seton Hall. What makes more sense?
I think I'm gonna think he'll get that job.
Well, one thing for sure, he won't be paying for his coffee with change anymore.
Yeah.
If he.
But that is one. So once you brought that up to me,
no, I agree.
That is the perfect job for him.
Yeah.
Like, I would not.
Not North Carolina.
Yeah, no Maryland. Don't jump to Maryland because Maryland wants to win championship right now. Seton Hall does not say. Okay. If you don't win a championship,
that's young Willard.
Yes, you're out.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. NFL.
That's a good job for him.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. NFL. All of a sudden, the free agents. You got to have a program. I called him the other day. He was, where were you at? I said, how about this? He goes, what? I said, the Browns got, what? Yeah. It was like that. It was rolling off the press. I'm like,
one thing about George, he has the radio on at all.
Well, I have no life, see, so I'm reading the call on the TV.
I mean, he has
I'm watching young Sheldon. Yeah.
You have it on all. You have it sure. You got the latest news.
I texted him. I said, how? He goes, you're a kid. And I said, no. Right after he said he wasn't going.
Yeah. And I just read a story on him, and I talked to today 4 Browns fans. 2 of them said they'll never watch again. They'll never watch the Browns again. And the other 2 said they'll watch them if they win.
You know, I watched the girls cry when Roethlisberger quit.
Oh, I know that, but I don't know anybody personally.
Yeah, I get you. Yeah.
They said this is the most outlandish thing that ever happened.
I'll watch, see if the stadium's full next year.
Oh, I know it'll be full, but I'm talking about these fans.
Oh, yeah, I get you. No, it's an individual
like I have another friend. When Franco Harris, when they got Steelers got rid of Franco Harris.
That was it.
And he never watched them since.
Well, I got a guy.
There are certain guys that have those kind of.
Well, when they kneeled, I got several friends.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know you don't think it.
Yeah.
I'm positive these 2 are not watching because they're so mad.
Yeah.
Right now. Yeah. Because they got 2 daughters.
Absolutely.
And they're thinking.
I said anyone that had a daughter with Roethlisberger the same way.
But for those 2, there are 20,000. As soon as they win.
Touchdown! What's the Watson jersey on?
And that's what the Browns are going by.
Absolutely.
They're saying, well, we'll lose 2 fans.
And let's face it, too. What do you and I know about Watson? He's good.
Oh, he's really good. Top 5 quarterback.
That's what I said the other day. This guy said, I said, you didn't see him play. If you're saying that in 2020, without his receiver, remember they sent his boy to the Cardinals. Yeah. All right, let's get going here. Mayfield. Where?
Yeah, I know.
Today the Colts grabbed Matt Ryan. Mm-hmm. What's left for him? Seattle?
Atlanta.
That's what they wanted it off the books.
Yeah, so it's going to be Seattle's. That's the place they're naming because he plays a position that everybody needs. He's going to land a spot. He's going to have a landing spot. Okay. I don't know where it's going to be, but he'll have a landing spot.
Okay, Juju Smith-Schuster goes to Kansas City. You know, I'm thinking. Well, then I got to thinking. Wait a minute. If he's your 3rd or 4th guy.
Right. Yeah, that's the.
He'll catch some balls, huh?
Yeah, Kansas City's offensively will be fine. They've lost all their defensive players.
Yeah, and
they have taken a hit. They have taken a hit defensively. Yeah. We'll see if they can help that they can hold up against the other. That league's really good.
That's the best division.
Yeah, that's a really good league.
I'm going to give Pittsburgh second.
Yeah, so do I think so too.
Okay. After Rodgers broke the bank at Green Bay.
That's the problem.
His top receiver, Devontae Adams, goes to the Raiders to rejoin with his former college teammate. Is it Derek Carr?
Carr, yeah. I just
okay, Carr. Me too. Because David was. But what I'm asking you is, do you think he knew, cared, didn't care? He just wanted his money.
That's all he cared, wanted his money. I mean, that's the difference between Rodgers and Brady.
So it was a phony thing with Adams.
Yeah, I mean, oh no, he wanted his cake and eat it too.
Okay.
You know, but you can't do it when you sign a contract that big.
Yeah.
Your team is going to suffer in the NFL. There is a cap. I mean, it's not like Major League Baseball.
Well, you just overspend, pay the fine.
Yes.
Yeah. And the other, they seem pretty creative with that cap too. They got some miracle workers with the number.
They do.
You know, the thing that I noticed about that with him is, you get that kind of money, the most up front, then Watson kind of surpassed. Watson, if he gets hurt, he's paid almost every dime.
No, that's amazing.
That's new in the NFL.
I've never seen that. That stood out to me.
Yeah.
That it's, I mean, it's guaranteed. So
That's like the other day I went in, one of your buddies, I was in eating lunch, and I said, how about that thing for that Ochikuki or whatever for Pitt? He goes, they'll cut him, it won't matter. He'll never make, I never thought of it. See, we read thinking if it plays out.
Right.
They cut him in 2 years, and you don't have to worry about
They
it.
wouldn't have to worry about the money.
And you agree the top division's the AFC
Yeah, I know
West
that,
now.
yes. I
Now,
know
Pittsburgh, Grambling, Trubisky, it's good for you. You like him.
Oh, my. I saw Rudolph play.
Okay, so tell me.
Well, I'm a big Trubisky guy. He was 10 games over 500 in Cleveland and Chicago.
Okay.
2 out of 4 years made the playoffs. They
Okay.
haven't made the playoffs since.
Okay.
I mean, he's the guy. He's a good player. He was the #1 pick in the draft for a reason.
They moved up.
And that he is not a drop back. So I'm putting the pressure on Canada.
And he's going to move him.
that he has to move him like.
Well, isn't that what he
like
wants?
Mayfield. Oh, he wants that for sure.
Okay, so
Yeah, so they have to make that decision. It's called RPO for you guys, the run pass option.
Yeah.
That they should be running 1 million of them.
Ben wouldn't do it if he could have.
He ran it, but he couldn't run.
I get you.
I mean, they ran it with
No,
him,
no.
but
I
the
get
defense
you.
never
I
had to
know
worry
exactly.
about him pulling it out.
I know
And they also
exactly.
signed Jack, who I thought was the best linebacker.
Yeah.
Coming in, so the Steelers signed 2 excellent players.
linemen,
And
yeah.
the Browns got Watson. So both these
Yeah.
teams
Oh, yeah.
really elevated.
And I think the Bengals grabbed their third lineman.
they
yesterday.
got, yes, and they did. We talked about it on the show.
We knew they were going
They
to.
had to do that. Yes.
We were right on it.
Yeah.
Major League Baseball, full schedule. We're going to play them all, ladies and gentlemen. Now, what are they bringing back? My favorite, when we used to drive from Altoona to Pittsburgh, the doubleheader. Now, I'm not so certain they won't be separate admission. These guys are pretty
separate
greedy.
admission.
But, just seeing doubleheaders
Yeah, I'll
again
guarantee you that.
makes me happy.
That's a sure thing. You're not going to 2 games for the price of 1. That day is gone, and with the greed of that Major League Baseball.
A lot of big
you're gonna
money
pay for 2.
flying, right? Even Trevor Story, we were waiting for him the other day. He finally got grabbed up.
Yeah.
We knew it was coming.
And he's going to Boston, and they get a chance. It's those teams that take a shot. Story's not good away from Colorado, so I have no idea how he's going to do in Boston.
yeah.
But Boston has enough money in saying if he
he's
doesn't
not-
work out, we'll get somebody else.
Yep. Now, my hatred for baseball was turned up a notch last Monday because Freddie Freeman went to the Dodgers, and we knew he was going to. We discussed it on here. We discussed it on the radio.
I really didn't think he was Dodgers. I thought he ended up with another team.
And I said to you, I remember I said, if he goes to the Dodgers, you didn't say. I said, didn't he go to the Dodgers?
Yeah, Freddie.
Rich get richer.
Freddie, it's really it makes me laugh when
Yeah.
I see all the signings. I'll say one team that surprised me though is Minnesota.
Yeah, what was that about?
I had
Correa?
no idea they had money like that to give it
No,
out.
no.
So that was, but the Boston I know,
Dodgers.
Dodgers I know. Yankees
Dodgers
I
aren't
know.
playing like the Pirates. That's not the same.
it's not the same
Cleveland Indians.
It's not the same league.
All right, real quick, NCAA football. Got a couple minutes. Only 51 quarterbacks last check at the portal. We won't know till after spring ball because I think when some guys find out they're not starting, guess what, Al?
they're gone.
53 in the portal.
Yeah, they're gone. There'll be 70. There'll be another 20 quarterbacks out there that were high school All-Americans.
Yeah.
That will be looking for jobs. So
Yes,
you're going to see
yes,
a lot of
yes,
changeover again.
yes.
And keep your eye on that, fans. Cause,
You need a program.
Because the team that thinks they're decent right now could be great.
Yep.
The team that thinks they're just okay could be good. It's a major change.
Said Saban was making a speech today. There's some kid somewhere. I don't know if it's a young Manning or whom, but they're looking at 8 figures by the time he gets there.
No, it wasn't Manning. It was another kid.
Neil, it's just NIL.
NIL's coming
Yeah,
8
it's-
figures, not 7. They
All
were
right.
worried about 7 figures.
Yeah, it's
It's
nothing.
going to be 8.
No, that NCAA
Jeez.
tournament in Pittsburgh brings millions to the town. You can't beat it.
I was there.
Okay, I'm going to ask you one last thing. Monday Night Football. Aikman and Buck are throwing money at them.
Why did they throw money? Did
And
they
I'm
say
going to
why?
say to you, what do you say about it?
Well, as I say always, I don't watch a game ever for the announcers. Maybe you fans do. I just watch the game. I can put it on mute. I don't care how.
Okay.
I really don't care who's talking.
There you heard it. Thanks again for watching Bottom Line Sports Stuff. We'll see you next week.